Donald Trump's Scotland trip is, of course, over, but he did spend at least $10 million in our tax dollars to go over there and open up a new golf course and, of course, ink some, trade frameworks, not actual deals, that actually make Americans pay more for goods than we were just a year ago. So he screwed us over twice on this trip, once by taking $10 million to go play golf, and the second by, of course, increasing prices on goods from Europe by 15%, whereas a year ago the tariffs were 1.42%. So yeah, we're getting screwed in these deals, but Donald Trump is making out like a bandit. But speaking of the tariffs, right? Because that's important, and it actually goes in line with the rest of this story. Donald Trump has repeatedly told us that if these companies would just come to the U.S., make their goods here, no tariffs. We need American-made goods. People need to be buying American-made goods. We don't need to be relying on countries like China. We don't need to be relying on the European Union. We need to make things here at home. And Trump has been saying that refrain for years and years and years. But unfortunately, it is nothing more than a talking point. Because reporters, while at Donald Trump's golf course in Scotland and, of course, around the world on his Scotland golf course website, pointed out the fact that a lot of the goods he is selling in his pro shop have gigantic stickers on them that say "Made in China." Right? That country that Republicans tell us every day we have to be afraid of, communist China. And yet that's where the president of the United States is getting the goods that he is selling at an overinflated price to gullible rubes. It's all made in China. Just like his campaign gear was. Just like the Trump Bibles are. And of course, just like those new Trump cell phones are. This man has been relying on overseas labor for all of the useless crap that he sells for decades. And he has the audacity to tell everybody else, you got to buy American. You've got to make it in America, or else I'm going to punish you to hell and back, he says. 50% tariffs, 75% tariffs on some things if you don't do what I tell you. But also don't look at what I'm actually doing because I am taking advantage of the cheap labor. How can you trust a guy that does this? Donald Trump is literally the example of why companies rely on foreign labor and foreign products. It's cheaper. And he does it to save money so he can get more off of it with the markup. That's why this is. By the way, all of this garbage nonsense that Donald Trump sells, most of it, I should say, you could make right here in America. Maybe a little bit harder to make the cell phones 100% here in America, but the hats, the ties, the shirts, the little stuffed bears that say Trump on them, there is no reason whatsoever for those things to not be made in America. But he's choosing to not do it so that he can make a bigger profit. That's what other companies do as well. The profit motive, the greed, is what leads to the outsourcing of American jobs and American manufacturing, and Donald Trump is living, breathing proof of that. He could choose to not. Most Democratic candidates, by the way, make sure that all their stuff is union made right here in the United States. Get that proud union label on it. Trump doesn't do that. Republicans typically don't do that because they don't actually stand with the working class. They are, in fact, the ones that have opened up the, shipping routes so that their jobs can leave this country. But, polls tell us American public trusts Republicans more, and it's because Republicans are much better at lying and, of course, deceiving people than the Democrats could ever want to be. Thanks for watching today, everybody, and don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it! You can follow the links in the description of this video.